Good day, folks. How is everybody doing? It's Matthew here. Today we are going to be finishing off this beautiful redwood lace burl. We're going to be doing that with a very light coat of the Odie's wax. Now this piece previously was finished using a combination of Mr. Cornwall Super Duper Everlasting Oil, the original Odie's Oil Universal Finish, and a very light coat of butter as well. Today we're just going to focus on the wax. So Odie's wax is a wonderful product, best of the best, no expenses spared, very quality hard paste wax. So you're going to use this product just like you would as if you were waxing your car. A very, very little product goes a very, very long way, especially when you're doing it as a final coat over a previously Odie's oiled finish piece. You're going to get upwards of 1,000, 1,500 plus square feet out of this little jar of wax. Pretty amazing. This is a standalone finish. It's a finish in its own right and can be used all on its own. Works particularly well when you're looking for very minimal color change in your workpiece. So let's say you have a very white, bright, hard maple and you want very little color change, the Odie's wax is going to work fantastic. I love to use this as just a final step, especially on a very high-end showpiece, just as the icing on the cake, as they would say. So I'm going to be using a white non-woven pad, and we're going to just work this pad directly into the wax in the jar here. And we're going to get the pad loaded up with a little bit of wax. Now we don't need a whole lot on here, just kind of work it in, and then I'm going to just scrape off some of that excess back into the jar. I don't know if you can see, probably a little hard to tell, but there's just a very little amount of wax on there. We'll set this aside, and we're just going to work it into the surface. Just as we would with all of the other Odie's products. Small circular motions, and as you can see, it's going to go very, very far on this piece. Now with the wax, I do typically like to let this product set up a little longer than the oil. 2-3 hours or so, we'll let this set up on the surface, and it's going to kind of haze over, and then when you come to do your buff off, it's going to buff off a lot easier once it's kind of had that chance to set up on the surface and haze over. And same as with all the other Odie's products, once you work this in and give it some setup time, we're going to come back and buff it off 100% with a terry cotton towel until the piece is then again dry to touch. So this is going to microfill a little bit more and just micro build upon the finish, adding a little more sheen, a little more depth, a little more luster, and it's going to give it an even more of that silky, smooth feeling, that signature feeling of an Odie's oil finish. So I'm just sighting the piece to make sure I have it worked in evenly across the entire surface, which I have. May as well do the edges as well. Get it all worked in here. And that's it. That's the very, very simple application of the wax. Just remember, a little goes a long way. You don't want to overdo it. First of all, you're just going to be wasting product because you don't need to use too much. And you're going to make your life a little more difficult if you use too much as well, because now you got to come back and buff off all that unnecessary excess product. So use just enough to evenly coat the surface very lightly. And that's it. If you have any questions about the wax or would like to leave any comments, leave them below. And we'll see you out here on the next one. The buff off is just very simple. We're gonna let this sit up for a few hours, and I'm gonna come and buff this off with a terry cotton towel until I can swipe my fingers across the surface without leaving a mark. Thanks for watching, folks, and happy finishing.